You know, everyone's got 2 hands, 2 feet, and a heartbeat. We're all the same. It's, putting someone up on a pedestal is kind of, I don't know, it's not for me. I'm just going to go give it my all every time I'm out there. And
see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. Truly believe in it. If you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction, and it will become reality.
Driving me crazy. Hold on as we crash into the earth. A bit of pain will help you suffer when you're hurt. For real. 'Cause you are driving me crazy. By your lips, your words, a robbery. Do you grin inside? You're killing me. All along we talked up forever. I kinda think that we won't get better. It's the longest start, but the end's not too far away. You said, and it's driving me crazy. I can't find the best in all of this, but I'm always looking out for you.
Alright, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another vlog. We're still in Melbourne, Australia. This is gonna be a bit of a different one. As you guys saw, I went to the gym this morning. I'm just gonna go sit down at a cafe and get some work done, and then I'm gonna start actually filming this YouTube video and kind of let you guys know. I raced a half marathon yesterday, and also just what's been going on. So I'm gonna do probably a lot of yapping in this video just because I've done a lot without filming a lot. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go to a cafe, get some work done. We just I hit shoulders and arms with my girlfriend this morning at the gym, and yeah, pick up the camera after I get some work done. Let's go.
Achy hands, I wake up just to find this ain't a one-way frozen street, we're on borrowed time.
All right, guys. So I'm going to do a little bit of a yap. It's been a while since I posted a YouTube video, and a lot has happened, but I haven't really filmed a lot. But I'm going to quickly overview what I'm going to talk about here. But basically, we got a new bike, road bike. I crashed my TT bike, which is right here, and it's broken. And I signed up for Western Sydney 70.3, which is happening on May 3rd, which is today's April 14th, so 2-3 weeks from now. I would have been racing Western Sydney, but I'm not anymore. And the funny thing is, I signed up for Western Sydney. The next day, I went out for like a 2-hour easy ride, and yeah, got smoked by another cyclist, went down pretty hard, broke my seat post clamp, and it's just one of those things that I'm out here in Melbourne, Australia. I go home on end of May, beginning of June is when I'm flying back home to Calgary. So I just figured it's one of those things that's easier for me to deal with when I get home rather than deal with it here. Obviously, new road bike, that's what I'm gonna be using the rest of the time while I'm out here in Melbourne. I raced a half marathon in Geelong. This is the medal. Had a little PR. 37th Geelong half marathon. And basically I want to talk to you guys about the half marathon first. I think that's the easiest thing for me to jump into this. So this was my second ever open half marathon. Like, I never really do run races. This is my second ever run race that isn't usually I just run in a triathlon. So didn't really know what to expect. I ran a 1:29, 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. And obviously since then, knowing that I've made a lot of progress, but I feel like, you know, that time frame, maybe this is like a realistic progression for most age group triathletes or age group runners who are just consistent. I mean, I've been pretty consistent with training since then. And I ran a 1:21:52 according to Strava. My official chip time was 1:22:33, which is probably the more relevant one. But yeah, super fun weekend, just to go out there. Obviously no pressure. It was just like, we did a little taper for this. And the goal was just to kind of see where I'm at. I just felt like all of last year, I didn't really run that well. And running for me has been something that I've always struggled with. And especially as like, I'm trying to be extremely competitive in the amateur field of Ironman and 70.3. And I just know that's one of the areas that I'm like seriously lacking on. Like my bike's already almost there. Obviously my swim, it is what it is, but like my bike is like there. I just need to get my run there. So starting probably beginning of January, me and my coach, we just talked about kind of goals for this year, what I wanted to accomplish. And obviously with KONA, would really like to go, come top 20 in the world in my age group, maybe crack a sub 9 at KONA. Obviously I want to win Ironman Canada, not the whole thing, but win my age group, definitely go sub 9 there. It's a fast course, and just have a really good race and have a really strong marathon. So from January till now, it's April 14th, we've been doing a run focused block. So basically last year, my run volume was basically around like, I would say 40 to 50 kilometers a week. I'd run anywhere from 3 to 4 times a week, not much more than that. And the goal was just to have consistency, because, and this is something I'm a big believer in. Like, it's not just something that I'm saying because my coach gave it to me. I'm genuinely a big believer in this. Like last year, I would say we never pushed my running. We really just had 2 key sessions, 1 key long run, 1 key sub-threshold set, where I'm running kind of just below threshold for whether it's like 2K reps, 800s, 1Ks, 3K reps, whatever it is, 10-minuters, 8-minuters, and just letting time do its thing and having a couple easy runs, maybe with some strides surrounding those 2 key sessions. But that was kind of how my run training looked all of last year. But coming into this year, starting in January, we've really put a big emphasis on the run, just kind of recognizing it as like one of my, biggest weaknesses as a triathlete. So starting in January, we kind of upped my run frequency to around 4 to 5 times a week. Some weeks I'm running 6 times a week. And now my mileage is anywhere from 50K to 80K. Not very much in the high, like I think I had like 1 week or 2 weeks above 70 kilometers in the last 7-8 weeks. But yeah, anyways, feeling really good. I mean, we've kind of kept the same format. Like I do 2 to 3 key sessions, usually 1 kind of shorter efforts, like maybe 6 by K, 8 by 800, 8 by 600, 8 by 1.2K. And that's usually like a Tuesday session. Then Fridays or Thursdays, I'll typically do another run session where it's like more tempo, where that first session was like sub-threshold, like just below threshold. This one's even further below threshold, so maybe more like a tempo, zone 3, high zone 3. And this is like, I'll be doing 3 by 10 minutes, 2 by 15, kind of just around 20 to 30 minutes of like tempo work, kind of just like building up that strength and that muscular durability to, execute a good half marathon, where I'd be doing a lot of pacing in that kind of 350 to 4 minute K range. And then obviously for my speed stuff, a lot of it's 346 to 353, just depending on how I'm feeling. But yeah, feeling really good about my running, because obviously at the half marathon, ran a 1:21:52, 1:22:33 according to my chip time. And yeah, just a huge run PR. I mean, honestly, the fact that I could hold 300 or 3 minute or 353 per kilometer for 21K is pretty freaking cool. Like, I have never considered myself a runner, and obviously I know relative to like good runners, that's still not like fantastic, but that's like a huge progression from where I was. So that's just a really good sign that, you know, the training me and my coach have been doing has been like really paying off. I mean, like, not to like pump my own tires, but I mean, I've been really just working my ass off, especially being out here in Melbourne. With my training, I've been just like, especially when it comes to my run training, I feel like I've been very disciplined in executing every session and like being intentional with it as well. So yeah, super stoked with that. It was, like I said before, it was a great weekend. Went out with friends from Melbourne. We all kind of raced. So it was just like, again, another really fun race weekend. I'll toss up some photos. Yeah, my girlfriend ran her first ever race, not just half marathon or 10K, first ever race. She crushed it. So that was super fun and cool to see her do that. And yeah, honestly, it just really sets me up for just an exciting year ahead. I'm really excited to race Coeur d'Alene 70.3 in June. I mean, I know I mentioned before, not going to be doing Western Sydney, which I'm pretty bummed about. I was really looking forward to it. I even bought a new wetsuit. I got an Orca float, kind of their cheaper end wetsuits. I mean, I just wanted to get a new wetsuit because, yeah, my Roka one I've had since I got into the sport and it had so many holes in it, and I just honestly cannot be bothered to spend a lot of money on a wetsuit because I just feel like I'm not a good enough swimmer yet to really get the benefits of the top end wetsuits. But yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a bike walkthrough. Obviously the Canyon, the Speed Max, still the same, haven't really made any changes to it. Which I'll talk on in a bit. I'm going to be swapping out the chain ring that's currently on there. But I want to show you guys my road bike because I really like this bike. And so the reason why I got a road bike was because I have a gravel bike, but I've always wanted like just like a solid road bike because back home in Calgary, I'm always training with people, I'm riding with people, and I just find especially for me, like as a coach, like I do a lot of group community stuff in Calgary this summer. I'm doing lots of group riding, so having a road bike is obviously like super handy to do all that stuff this upcoming summer. So I got a Trek, I'll just flip the camera around here. It's a Trek Madone, it's a Gen 8, so the new one. I believe this is a 2026 model. It came with Shimano 105 Di2 12 speed. The only thing that I've swapped out on this bike is I have a new chainring, obviously, and this is because I have 155 millimeter cranks, and you can't get this crank size in the standard Shimano gear setup. So that's why I've got a set of rotor chain rings on here. I'm just running the 5239. And yeah, so swapped out my crank length. I don't know if this is something you guys really care about, but as kind of like a bike nerd myself, I feel like last year, my position on my time trial bike especially, I feel like I've ran 165 cranks for the past 2 years on both my TT bike and my gravel bike and all my bikes just in general. And last year I just felt like when I'm in my aero position, like I'll put up a picture on the screen, maybe a video of me riding in TT, but I just felt like my hip angle at the top of my pedal stroke was just so limited because I do have a bit of a hip impingement. I don't have really good mobility on my right side. And I am a shorter guy. I mean, I'm only 172 centimeters tall. I'm 5'8", and my torso is quite long. Legs are quite short. I'm built like a bit of a cinder block. So like the shorter cranks, because I saw a bike fitter out here in Australia and he was obviously telling me, you know, I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm surprised no one's ever recommended you shorter cranks because like you're the type of person who would need them. So I kind of got intrigued by it and I wanted to try them. So I have tried them, obviously ridden them on my road bike, and it feels unreal. So I have obviously just the normal, my 165s on my TT bike right now, but I'm going to be putting the 155s on my TT bike, which I'm really excited about because basically dropping my crank length, I can theoretically bring my front end down just a little bit. And I'll raise my seat up a little bit more, so it'll help me get into a more aerodynamic position, but also open up my hips more to hopefully, yeah, just be more efficient at the end of the day. I mean, biking in a triathlon isn't about always going faster, pushing harder, more watts. Sometimes, like, it's just about getting me into a position that I feel comfortable in. It's obviously pretty fast, aerodynamic, but like I'm just using muscles that are going to be efficient to push the power that I need to push, but then also get to the marathon fresh. So yeah, that's an update, I guess, on that. So I'm going to 155 cranks, going to try that this year. Yeah, half marathon was sick, freaking hard. Pure run races absolutely shell me every time. Like, honestly, I'd rather do an Ironman, I swear to God. Like, if you told me you have the choice between running an all-out marathon and an Ironman, I would rather do an Ironman, to be honest. Like, something about just running is so hard. Like, you feel so much more fresh. I don't know how to pace myself. Like, I don't know if I popped it up earlier, but I'll pop up the splits again from this half marathon that I did. Like, I just felt like I went out too fast still. I mean, I held on, felt like I executed it well, given like my experience racing open run races. But yeah, I'm super stoked with just how I'm feeling and how everything's progressing so far this year. I mean, it's only April, and for me to feel very confident in my run. And I mean, again, like, I'm an age group triathlete. I'm not trying to talk like I'm a professional, but obviously this is, you know, for me, and what I really just want to get across, like, I guess with my channel in general, like, I do Ironman triathlon, I train endurance sport, I train swim, bike, run, not because, you know, I'm trying to be a professional athlete. Like, to be honest, I could care less. Like, I mean, if the opportunity presented itself and, you know, I got to that level and could actually compete, maybe. But for me right now, like, I just want to keep getting better, because it's allowed me to have this thing that I can pour energy into and focus on, and it kind of holds structure and routine and adds to everywhere else in my life. And obviously having, you know, a business that is revolved around triathlon with inter-athlete coaching and kind of the direction I want that to go in the future, and like really just build, you know, a local community in my home city, potentially like build out a gym, like an endurance-based gym, like in, you know, in Calgary, and like these goals and these like this vision that I have for it long term. It's just, I feel like as someone who is very type A, like, I need a separate outlet. And obviously, yes, it all ties together, but like for me, I need something that I can physically challenge myself and push myself in to keep me sane from focusing just all my energy on this. Like, I need to pull myself away from this, give some to this, to keep me, like, you know, I don't know if that made any sense, but that's an update for me. We got 6 or 7 more weeks out here in Australia and Melbourne, so I know I've been kind of slacking on the YouTube videos since I've been out here, and I wanted to just sit down and update you guys, because I feel like I was pretty disappointed after I crashed my TT bike. I'm not gonna lie. I actually was like, I remember I was filming a YouTube video that week, and I just was so upset and mad, because obviously just not ideal circumstances with, you know, getting parts here, and obviously then having to pull out of Western Sydney. I'm not getting a refund, so I paid $700 for Western Sydney, and I'm not even gonna get my money back, which was kind of annoying. But yeah, that's the update from me. I'm gonna be putting out another video here pretty shortly, just taking you guys through a full day of training. Talk a little bit more about my training. I feel like my training's not really that sexy. I'm just, honestly, I just do what my coach tells me to do. And yeah, right now we're focusing a lot on the run with Coeur d'Alene 70.3 happening June 21st. That's going to be my first triathlon of the year, I guess now. So we're about 10 weeks out. So the training is really going to start to ramp up, like as far as like more of a balanced bike and run program going in the next few months. So yeah, I'll let you guys go, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you guys who sat here and listened to me talk this whole time. I mean, it's yeah, I forget how to talk to a camera when I don't post YouTube videos very often, but I'll leave you guys here. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. We'll do a little day in the life, walk you guys through a day of training, and yeah, just kind of how my life is looking while I'm out here in Melbourne, balancing training for Ironman, running my business, And yeah, just pursuing life, building a life around the pursuit.
I wish I knew